BMW, or BMW if you're German. We love to drive it, we hate to maintain it. These are the 10 worst decisions BMW has ever made. Number 10, the Bangle Butt era. In the early 2000s, BMW gave design control to Chris Bangle, and what did we get out of it? The E65 7 Series. This is the biggest design change BMW has done from one model to the next. Not a lot of people were happy about this. Seems like every car model in this group got a BBL overnight. Fans were furious, journalists were confused, and even the most die-hard BMW fans couldn't really defend this one. Ironically, the cars from this era, early 2000s, have really caught on now in the 2020s, but back then it was just too jarring and too big of a switch from what came previously that this was a bad call overall. Number 9, the earliest iDrive system. Imagine a car, a BMW in the early 2000s. We know that this thing was slow, it was clunky, and barely any of them still work today. Just to do things like turn the air conditioning on, you had to go through a whole list of menus. This thing was a nightmare overall. Thank God we've gotten past this. One of their worst decisions. Number 8, introducing front-wheel drive. BMW introduced some less expensive models, specifically in the US and North America, with front-wheel drive, and I'm specifically talking about the 2 Series. When this happened, fans, understandably, lost their minds. This one, I'm not so much a personal hater on. I think it's okay for brands, even more luxury brands like BMW, to introduce more affordable models. The more people we can get into these cool German cars, the better, why not? But for purists and other fans, this was sacrilegious, going against BMW's rear-wheel driving, legendary power-built cars. Something not a lot of people were happy about. To me, didn't bug me that much, but in history, this has gone down as one of the decisions people were most mad about. One of the worst decisions BMW has made to date. Number 7, the first-gen BMW X6. Was it supposed to be an SUV? Was it supposed to be a lifted Grand Coupe? Some kind of weird wagon? People didn't know what to do with this back in 2008 when it was announced, and it was very jarring at the time. Too heavy and impractical to be a Grand Coupe, too small and not enough trunk space to be an SUV. This didn't really fit anywhere in terms of people's needs. For those that needed the SUV, we had the X5s. And for those that wanted a bigger wagon or a bigger sedan, we had the 5 Series or some of the wagons out in Europe. Critics absolutely hated the X6 when it came out. They bashed it. Surprisingly enough, it did sell actually pretty well. So, bad decision or just misunderstood, I'm gonna leave that up to you. Number 6 is getting rid of the 8 Series BMWs. And I'm specifically talking about back in the 90s, because we had that big break, and now we have the M8 and some of the new 8 Series. I'm not a big fan of the new ones, but back in the 90s, when they killed this one actually hurt me personally. V12, pop-up headlights, super sleek design. This was one of the coolest BMWs that were out at the time, and one of the coolest cars on the road of that day. My dad actually had one of these. The V12 had all kinds of issues, and to replace those cylinders and to fix that car, just way too much money at the time. So we did sell it, but it would be worth so much money today if we held on to it. Of course, can't know that at the time. Very unfortunate that they decided to move away from this. I think I kind of get it again, kind of like the X6. There's just no room for this car in that day and age for what people wanted at the time. I think right now bringing it back was a good decision, but having to pause it back then, super unfortunate. I think this would have been a really, really cool car. Had they improved upon it and released like a 2000s version of that 850 or that V12, could you imagine what that car would look like in a 2000s style? Would have been so cool. Such a shame they didn't do it. One of their worst choices. Number 5, the SMG transmission in the BMW M5 E60. This one, again, personal to me. I do have an M5 E60. I have the SMG transmission. It's gone on me twice. It's cost me $4+ grand to fix each time, and it's actually just a shame. If you watch the review of the SMG transmission on Top Gear, they talked about how clunky this thing drove in first and second gear when in city traffic, and then this car really only opened up once you got on the highway and really got some speed behind it. Not only was it clunky to drive, as I just mentioned, it was super unreliable, really expensive to fix, and overall just had all kinds of issues. One of the clunkiest and most unreliable transmissions they've ever built. Not the only thing unreliable about that car, by the way. If you know, you know. But they just stuck this super powerful V10 super sedan with this clunky SMG transmission that basically made it undrivable in cities. Just a bad decision overall. Number 4 has got to be just overcomplicating repairs in general. This is so typical of German engineering, German car brands. We see this all the time. They make some of the best cars around, but some of their design choices when it comes to actually physically putting this car together and how you take things in and out is just super questionable. For example, you want to replace a BMW battery. You're gonna have to recode it. You're gonna make sure sensors are set up correctly. There's a bunch that goes into even just the smallest things with this car. It just makes having to fix the smallest thing way more expensive because every little thing comes with some kind of sensor that's also gonna have to be replaced with the part. Number 3, and BMW is not the only culprit here, but fake engine sounds. That's right, with certain BMW models, they pump fake engine sounds through the car stereo to make the car sound louder to the driver than it really is.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. An example here is the F3328i. It's not the only one. A lot of people turn this off so they can get the real driving experience. It just seems a bit tacky, doesn't seem like something BMW and M Performance should be built around. I'm not a huge fan of this. Let's keep cars the way they should be, loud and sporty, and let's not try to fake that up with speaker sounds. Number 2, we're coming to the end here, guys, and if you want to see more videos like this, just consider leaving a like and leaving a sub. I'm gonna make a ton more list videos like this, as well as show you some videos on my own BMW M5 in the process of building that car. Number 2 is going to be moving away from the manual transmission. This one hurts, again, car guys in general. This one's gonna rub us a bit the wrong way. BMW makes some of the best, most sporty manuals in the world. And as time goes on, they're getting more and more hard to find. The older ones are becoming more expensive, and the newer models aren't being made with manual most of the time. In a lot of even the M cars, the manuals are just completely left out at this point, and paddle shifting is basically your only source of getting that manual feel, which isn't quite the same thing. A lot of people say this feels kind of like a betrayal. They're supposed to be sports cars, cars made for car guys, especially the M cars. Why aren't they being made with manual options? I think it's more of just a business decision, how many people are really buying those. So I do kind of get it. It is just super unfortunate, and in my opinion, one of the most unfortunate and saddest decisions that they've ever made. And lastly, the worst decision BMW has ever made has got to be the grille wars that are going on with BMW. And what do I mean by that? I mean the constant rotation between horizontal grills, vertical grills, huge grills that cover half the front bumper. These are so divisive, and it seems like every time BMW comes out with a new generation of cars, these get more divisive and people hate each generation more and more. That being said, I think a lot of people hated the new G Series cars when they came out here, but now that they're actually released and they've been out for a couple of years, I think it's grown on people. But let's go back to 2023, 2022, when people were just seeing these pictures of the new BMWs for the first time with the vertical grills, and people absolutely hated them. Everyone was saying BMW has basically lost the plot on this one, worst design since the bangle butt era. I was one of those guys that kind of initially hated them, but then had to grow on me as I actually got to see these in real life. But some people still hate them to this day. Are you a vertical grill hater until you die, or have you been transitioned and you're kind of cool with them? Let me know in the comments below. But that is going to be the worst BMW decision ever made, and that rounds out our top 10 list. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what kind of list like this you want to see next. Do you want me to do something else for BMW? Do you want me to do another different car brand, worst decisions Mercedes has ever made, or something like that? Happy to make that happen. And if you want to see that next video, make sure you sub. My name's Chris. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.